welcome to Obscure Depths MLB preview. The Cincinnati Reds. Excuse me. I'm picking Cincinnati to finish first in the AL Central. I think they got the Cardinals this year. I really like what this team has all around the field. First and foremost, though, I have to say something. I think that them putting Aroldis Chapman in the rotation is a mistake. This guy could potentially be the next Mariano Rivera, and I think they are not going to be happy with the decision. I don't wish harm on him, and I realize that I am not a professional pitching coach, and they will have his arm ready to go 5 innings. I just don't agree with the decision. I think he is a power pitcher. I think he is a strong pitcher who brings a lot to the table in 1 inning or 5 outs, not 5 innings. Let's go with the rest of the rotation on that note. Johnny Cueto's the #1 guy, 19 wins a year ago. ERA under 3? Yeah, so he's got some things to live up to, but I think he can do it. I don't know if he's going to win that many games again, but definitely 15. Matt Latos, a 14-game winner a year ago. Another young, strong kid. I really like this guy, and he's proven that he can win in this hitter's ballpark. Bronson Arroyo is a nice veteran arm. This guy's getting up there in age, but had a nice bounce back a year ago. Homer Bailey has finally arrived. He's been their #1 prospect for the last 7 to 12 years, it seems like. I think this guy could surprise a lot of people. I'm not ready to fully hitch my buggy to the Homer Bailey truck, but I think this guy could be the winningest pitcher on this team. I think he's the one that could win 18 to 20 games on this team. I really like him. I think he's finally learned from all of his MLB and minor league experience, and he is going to be ready to shine for this team. And he's their #4 starter, so how about that? Aroldis Chapman, #5 starter, penciled in, or so I say. I've already said my bet on him. Mike Leake is also a possibility for this rotation. Leake is a guy that has almost no minor league experience, so I like what he can do for this team going forward. I think he could be a nice #3 starter, maybe even #2 starter in the future. He just needs some experience, and that's what he's got over the last couple of years. And, he had his struggles last year, spent some time in the bullpen, but I think he is ready to be a starter for this team. Maybe over Aroldis, but that's just my opinion. They got Jonathan Broxton as their closer right now. Obviously, having a good closer on your team makes the Chapman decision a little bit easier, and I'll stop referencing that now, I promise. Broxton's had his struggles, had a nice bounce back year last year, ended up on a potential playoff team. And this is a team that's built for the playoffs this year, so it's nice to have a veteran closer that you can rely on. They also have Seth Marshall, an underrated guy. I think any team in the MLB would be happy to have this guy in their bullpen. Jose Arredondo reminds me a lot of Ernesto Fiari, the Angels' young stud. At one time, Arredondo was a young Angel stud until he got hurt. This is a nice power pitcher. Doesn't have quite the power he did since before the injury, but he still struck out a batter per inning in limited time last year. So I like what he can do. Logan Andruzek, another veteran. Manny Parra, another veteran. Alfredo Simon, another veteran. Seth McClure, another veteran. Nick Massett, another veteran. This team is built for the playoffs. They can walk to their bullpen and give the ball to anybody with experience. And I really, really like that about that team. I think this is one of the strengths of this team. Those aren't household names, but these are nice veteran arms. Todd Frazier at third. Todd Frazier very quietly hit 19 home runs last year. Probably going to play third there every day. They got Jack Hanrahan as well, who can back up third and first. I'd even put him at short. This guy's a nice slick glove. You're going to see him as a defensive replacement, pinch hitter type of player for this team. Zach Cozart in limited time last year, his first full year in the majors last year, hit 15 home runs, still had some struggles. with that 246 batting average, but you know he knows he's got room to improve, and I like to see him get that batting average up in the 270 range, and you get 15 home runs from your shortstop, you really can't complain. Brandon Phillips, a guy that's getting up there in age, but he's still a threat to do 20-20 every year. Just a second baseman that drives in runs, can't ask for much more there. Joey Votto. Obviously, Joey Votto is one of the top 5 players in all of baseball. He's going to have another sensational year. Yeah, I mean, what do you say about Joey Votto? But you just know what he is. You know what you're going to get. He's going to hit 330 probably hit 30 home runs, driving 120 RBIs, and that's to put it modestly. Jay Bruce, 30 home run pop. Little bit of an issue with the batting average last year. He's a guy that strikes out a lot, but you know, 34 home runs, and you really can't complain there. 100 RBIs. Just a nice guy who's come of age with this team, and I look for him to have another quality year. Shin-Soo Choo in center right now. Another 20-20 threats. Nice batting average guy. This is a great. They got him from Cleveland in that deal that sent Drew Stubbs there. This was a great move on their part. I think they're going to really like this guy's stick in the middle of the lineup. I mean, think about that lineup with Votto 3, Bruce 4, and Choo maybe hitting 5th, or he could even hit in the 2-hole. And then hitting behind that guy is Ryan Ludwig, the left fielder who hit 20 home runs last year, 26 home runs last year. He had a nice bounce back year. This is a nice stacked team. They got Ryan Hannigan behind the plate. I'm not thrilled about this guy, but I think he's a good batting average guy. Doesn't hit the ball out of the ballpark a whole lot, but he's a nice timely hitter, and I like for him to maybe drive in a little bit more runs this year. Cannot go without talking about Billy Hamilton, the fastest man in the world, fastest man certainly in baseball. We all know what he does. He's playing outfield right now. I don't know if they moved him to outfield and then made this Shin-Soo Choo deal. I don't know if that was such a good idea, because I think, you know, he could certainly play shortstop at the major league level too if Cozart struggles. But you know, they certainly have their options here. You know, if Ludwig struggles, they can move Choo to left and put Hamilton in center. If Hamilton's probably going to make an appearance sometime this year, and I cannot wait. Maybe the anticipation is too much, and he might struggle to hit the ball. But if this guy gets on base, if they bring him in a pinch run, they can do a little double switch and have him pinch run. He is going to create some Ricky Henderson-esque havoc. There hasn't been a player that's come along that you can mention in the same breath as Ricky Henderson, and I think that's what this guy can do. He needs a little bit more plate discipline, but you know, obviously he got on base enough to steal 155 bags last year. So Billy Hamilton, the fastest man in all of baseball. This is what that team has waiting in the wings after this. Look at this great team going forward. Anyway, I'm picking them to win this division. They could do some damage. You know, you got to look out for St. Louis, but this team could certainly do some damage in the playoffs. They've had their playoff failures, so I think they can. I think this team has World Series potential. I like their staff. Not crazy about Alvarez, but I really like this team. That's why I'm picking them to finish first in the NL Central. This has been Obscure Depths MLB preview, the Cincinnati Reds. I'd like to send a shout out to my #1 fan, Braves 1025. I love you, man. Love you. Thank you, and have a good day.